Struggling to think of anything to actually talk about today. So why not? Let's talk about my hair, shall we? That's as good as anything. It's coming in slowly. Bear in mind that I buzz cut it off. I think it was towards the end of October last year. So we're looking. I mean, we are now on the 16th of September, so we're about 10 months of growth, and it's we're getting there. And I keep putting colours through it just because why not? And the problem I'm having even at the moment, other than my MPB really not growing in as well as I'd like, it is growing back, which is one of the small mercies of the HRT. It is apparently very rare that it will grow back, but it has, a bit. I used to have a little island just here, which is where these long bits come from. Yeah, but it's slowly filling in. I've got baby fuzz on either side of where my island used to be. And the problem I'm having at the moment is I feel that I should get it trimmed. I really do, because it's frizzy. It's very, very frizzy. I'm using decent shampoo, decent conditioner, but it is still very frizzy. And one issue I'm coming up with is, what do I want to do with it, to be honest? Because I've never had hair this long, ever. I mean, it used to get to somewhere around about this sort of length here, and I'd get bored of it and I'd buzz it all off. Or, in the last couple of years, I'd have a major mental breakdown, as I've documented, and I'd buzz it all off again. So having never had hair this long, I'm like, well, what do I do with it? I mean, the last time I had anywhere close to this sort of length, I mean, when it was just like there, I tried straightening it, and that made it even worse. It just went poof. So I just don't know what I want to do with it. And the other thing as well, I've not spent money on a haircut in about 25 years. So I don't know what haircuts cost, and I don't know, I literally just get the clippers out and zip, when I was back in boy mode. Or I'd have a friend or my brother do it for me, because he's a fully qualified hairdresser. And the problem at the moment is, obviously, me and my brother, we're on speaking terms, but we're not at the point where I can just ring him up and go, can you cut my hair? Because we haven't really spoken in over a year. It's a bit of a weird thing. So it's like I need to get it done professionally, but I don't know what I want. So yeah, it's strange. I know I want to keep some colour in it. I mean, I keep going back to a pink. Hang on, let's just give it a quick brush, and you can see. Always keep a hairbrush to hand. You can see just how long it's getting. Yeah. And there's this little kink around my ear hole, you see. Yeah. My silhouette and my shadow basically ends up looking like Lord Farquaad from Shrek, which is not a good look. But yeah, this front piece isn't growing as long as or not as quickly anyway. It's definitely growing as long. But I'd rather that all the way across. So yeah, it's a bit of a vanity one, this one. It's like, what do I do with my hair? Because I don't know. Having never had hair this long before, I've never actually let it grow like this. So I just don't know what to do with it. I mean, it's one of those, because I mean, with the whole aim for androgyny sort of thing, it'd be nice to have it slightly short, but then at the same time, I've never experienced it. As it grows longer, it's new for me every time. So now it's at the point where it's like, right, I need to get a trim, or I need to figure out what I want to do with it. And I just don't know. And that's why I used to keep it so short, literally like grade 3 all over, just because I didn't have a clue what to do with it. And the way my hairline was and is still to a degree, it doesn't look good or bad. And then you get onto the whole, you know, gender fluid, androgyny type effort, and it's like, well, So yeah, I currently am in the process of figuring out what the hell I want to do with it, because it won't brush. I don't want it to look like a comb over. Yeah, it's a bit weird. But yeah, I mean, you know, if you've got any thoughts, you know, leaving them in the comments. I mean, the sides of my hair grow fairly rapidly. I mean, like I say, I mean, that was gone from down to the bone, if you will, to that long in 10 months. So, but yeah, do you like the colours, by the way? Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's partial bi-flag, partial trans flag, partial, that's what dye I had left in my box. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is remnants of where I tried to make it go grey, and it's gone sort of a wet dog sort of look. But yeah, but yeah, I mean, I just don't know what I want to do with it. That's where I'm at mentally, is having, you know, everything in terms of dysphoria and mentality and depression and everything like that. It's all managed, it's all under control. The biggest issue I'm having at the moment is what the hell do I do with my hair? So that's not a bad place to be, you know. And in terms of how people react, they, you know, they all love the colours, you know. I mean, especially the kids that come into work, they're all about it. They're like, oh, that man's got pink hair. And again, that was the subject of another video. But now it's at the point where it's getting a little fluffy and a little scruffy, and it's not quite long enough to tie up either. Rather annoyingly, I could go back to my little pigtails, but they're just not quite long enough. And the biggest issue as well I have is that I've bleached it so frequently that it's my own fault. Again, this is something that I realised the other day. Everything that's happened in my life, I can't blame anybody for it except me. You know, the fact that I work at a supermarket, it took me 20 years to realise I was trans, gender fluid, whatever. I can't blame anybody for that except me. I mean, in terms of not realising things, yes, that's a combination of growing up in the UK in the 80s and 90s and not actually being legal to know about these things or to be taught about these things. So, you know, that's by the by. But at the same time, me not figuring it out, it was 20 years of drinking, and you know, the things I don't know are because of me, and the things that I now know and why it took so long is because of me. So I can't blame anybody, you know. But now it's a state where it's like, right, what do I do? What do I do? Yeah, if only this bit, if this bit would grow a bit quicker, I'll be all right. I'll be laughing, but a bit of a self-indulgent one there. Yeah. If you have suggestions as to what I could do other than shave it off and start again, you know, please don't say that. But you know, because I've done that many a time and I hate it every time. But if you've got any idea other than go to a hairdresser and spend 50 quid to get them to take 2 inches off it or whatever, I don't know what they cost. I don't know what haircuts cost. Yeah, so yeah. As I say, I didn't have much to talk about, but we managed to still fix 8.5 minutes or 9 minutes or whatever. So yeah, should I just get a trim? I think is the question. Should I just get the ends taken off and have it levelled up a bit? I think that's probably the safest bet while I wait for it to grow. You know, because it's, again, I kind of like the idea of having it shortish in terms of, you know, in terms of gender fluid, androgyny, whatever you want to term it as. But then at the same time, I would like it to be shoulder length. And this bit's letting me down there, so it's like, this is a lot of noise about nothing, isn't it? I do apologise, but I figured I'd have to do it. You know, I try and do one of these at least once a month, but, you know, sometimes I've got nothing. You know, there's no big milestone to mark or no something to grumble about. No, it's literally, I just don't know what I want to do with my hair today. I tend to wear a hat everywhere these days. You know, at work, I've got a work hat to keep the rain off my glasses and to keep the sun off my head, you know, because I work outside. And then I've got various hats to wear out and about, you know. So I just don't know. Yeah. It needs to be sort of, it's getting to the point, for me anyway, where it's getting in my face. And that would normally be the point where I end up shaving it off, but I don't want to do that this time. So I need to figure out something to do. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, look at that, it goes all the way up to there. Ugh. Oh well, anyway, I'm waffling now. Right, let you get on. See ya.